gotta get up. We're playing Cole. This is the game right here. Get up! I don't understand. I don't understand why you paid all these tickets if you don't want to win the game. Could it be me? Would it be me? Shall not be me. I will not sit with 2 outs in the American League Championship
Good luck.
Series. Get up! All right, we are back. Yankees Pod. We have a very special guest today. You guys asked for him again. Literally, the people were saying, JJ, we need him on again. Host of New York. You see him on SNY. He knows ball better than anyone. John Jastremski, how you doing today, man?
Well, Jimmy, I'm happy to deliver for the people. This is a monstrous series against the Rays, so you're pulling out the heavy hitters. It means I got to come through. I don't want to be like the Yankees striking out 17 times last night, you know?
Yeah, 17 times last night, 17 times the night before. It seems like every single summer we go through this stretch where it's just anemic baseball. And coming from a guy who is anemic, it's just anemic baseball right now in the summer. And, I'm just starting to get really frustrated. Why we lost 15 of 19 games? Why does it seem like every single summer this team plays like garbage?
I wish I had a better and more eloquent answer for you, but it's just par for the course under this regime. They have all of the sports science in the world. They have all of the analytics in the world. I'm sure it's something they've looked into. I don't deny that for a second, Jimmy. I'm sure the Yankees, they're not dumb. They know come June and July, it feels like year after year after year, they go through one of these hideous periods. And look, this year the stock answer is going to be, well, Aaron Judge is not there, and Max Fried is not there, and Giancarlo Stanton is not there. There's still enough talent on the team to not be losing and looking like one of the worst teams in baseball. And the reality is, over the last 3.5 weeks, that's what they've looked like. So why that's the case, no idea. Don't use injuries as an excuse. It shouldn't be this bad.
Yeah, it's just, it's not like, in June, the last 4 seasons, they've had losing records. Okay, fine. Like, even that's okay. But like these stats, the first team since 1898 to do it back-to-back, strike out 17 times. And then yesterday was the first time in Yankees history that they struck out 12 times against one pitcher through 5 innings. They're striking out so much. Like, is it on Boone? Is it on the hitting coach? Like, we can't just continue to make these excuses for the leadership when it's that bad. Like, I feel like home runs are great. Home runs are really awesome, but like you got to kind of make contact with the baseball every once in a while.
Well, here's the problem, Jimmy. Here's the problem. Around baseball, strikeouts have become more and more accepted. Sure. But when you face top pitching and you know the games are going to be tight, you can't have free outs. You have to put the ball in play. You have to put pressure on the defense. Now, Tampa, that's their MO. They don't strike out a ton. They're usually a bat-to-ball team. They're running around the bases. They're making things happen. They won the game on Tuesday night, though, Jimmy, because they hit a zillion home runs. That ended up being the difference. And the Yankees won on Monday because Caballero hit 2. Rice hit another. It was a 3-run homer. They win games. And that's how the Yankees are built. Fine. But it means you also have to go and deliver the home runs. That's the dirty little secret. Monday, the complaints are not going to be a significant amount, the amount of strikeouts you have in the lineup, because, hey, when you needed a big fly and you needed a 3-run homer, Jose Caballero gave it to you. And you had 3 in the game, and you out-homered the Rays. They didn't out-homer the Rays on Tuesday. So guess what? Those strikeouts, they get magnified. They get heightened.
Yeah, and even on Monday, though, they had 3 home runs. They had 3 hits.
Like, in the entire game, correct.
They're not hitting the baseball, and, like, I don't care. I just need, honestly, at this point, like, I'm so sick of Aaron Boone, and we'll get to him. I'm just so sick. Listen, the New York Knicks made it to, the Eastern Conference Finals 2 years ago, and they fired Tom Thibodeau. Like, and you just shows that sometimes leadership matters. Like, showing a different like leader in the clubhouse does matter. But like we get it. Aaron Boone is great in the media. I'm sure you've interviewed him before. He's probably been a pleasure. The guy just knows how to answer questions. But as a leader of men, this guy does maybe he's doing it behind the scenes. I don't think he is. I don't think he's putting enough pressure on these players. I think he got a ticket from the Willy Wonka factory that Aaron Judge likes me. And because Aaron Judge likes me, I can't do anything wrong. So I'm going to sit here and say, we really care. These quotes are just so pathetic at this point. And I didn't even want to do this today, but like, this is just absolutely pathetic baseball. And again, the word is anemic. The word is anemic. When you strike out a billion times in 2 days, like who else do you look to? You look to the guy in Anthony Volpe, who we're going to get to that conversation, who's playing bad baseball, or Jose Caballero, these shortstops who shouldn't be starting on the team in the first place. No, you got to kind of look to the manager. And I know people say like Aaron Boone doesn't have a bat to swing the bat, but like the Phillies went out, they fired their manager. Donnie Baseball comes in, they're playing better baseball. Sometimes like you can't just like people who just say, that say the manager doesn't matter. It infuriates me because leadership does matter.
I think you're spot on when it comes to that point. Now, I'm not going to relitigate the Aaron Boone tenure because I don't think your audience needs to hear it. Listen, I've been on record after that disaster of a 2021 wildcard game that I attended in Boston when Garrett Cole got shellacked. The Yankees couldn't run the bases, and the Yankees were horrible in 2021. Outside of a 13-game winning streak, they were a bad baseball team. I would have made a managerial change. The Yankees did not. I think there was a case to be made after 2023 when they missed the postseason that a managerial change could have been made. They did not. Now, to Boone's credit, the following year, they went to the World Series. They did what they were supposed to do. And last year, I think there were elements of the team that were improved, but there were also the same narratives and the same sort of talking points that you and I, Jimmy, have been discussing ad nauseum with this team for the better part of a decade. So let's acknowledge something. We watched the Mets, right? And I'm not going to compare the Yankees to the abyss that is in Flushing, but this is where, hey, Brian Cashman and his process, Aaron Boone and his process, they could say, hey, well, look at the Mets. They spend all this money. They're going to miss the playoffs in back-to-back years. That may be true. You're the Yankees. It's a different standard. And here's what I know. I'm not in favor this year of making a managerial change in the season. I'm not. Aaron Judge is not there. I think this is Boone's ship. The Yankees determined that when they extended him after the 2024 season. I think this year, for better or worse, is Aaron Boone's year. But if this team that they have proclaimed is the best and the most deepest team that they've had since Aaron Judge has been on the team, the deepest team in the Aaron Boone era, Jimmy, if they're not playing in the World Series, then you do reach a point where something has to be different because we're basically living Groundhog Day with this organization. June swoons, October flameouts, whatever you want to phrase it, however you want to say it, it's rinse, repeat, over and over again. And to me, if you're doing the same thing and you're getting the same results, don't you have to look yourself in the mirror and say something's got to give?
Yeah, we're the Yankees. This is ninth season, and it's just the urgency. It's the urgency in everything, like the Giancarlo Stanton stuff, right? Honestly, at this point, I want to see video proof that this man is actually on a treadmill. Like I know, like honestly, like
you want to see the workouts.
I literally want to see. Like we're paying the guy $30 million a year, 27, whatever it is, $1 million a year. I want to see him literally walking on the treadmill. I want it just seems like everything is always fine. And honestly, if it were the Mets and this was the standard, okay, it's the Mets. These are the New York Yankees. We can't sit we have become a laughing stock to baseball. And like, you know, it's bad when Red Sox fans, Mets fans are like, oh, don't worry, they have Aaron Boone. Nothing's going to change. The urgency concerns me in June and July because it doesn't like just change over. And we said, oh, Aaron Boone made the World Series in 2024. the Yankees had the best two hitters in baseball.
Well, and the weakest maybe the American League has ever been. And we might be sitting here in 2026 having the same conversation. We might.
Yeah, I mean, so it's just bad. And like the Giancarlo stuff bothers me because, like, listen, if he wants to be the Rob Gronkowski of the MLB and not play until the playoffs, totally cool with it. I'm really cool with it. But when Aaron Judge is out, dude, you gotta pick up a bat. Like your little calf strain, like we all have issues. Like even if Giancarlo Stanton didn't even swing, his presence in the lineup would just be huge for these guys who are just absolutely going through it. I am going to give a shout out to Ben Rice. Shout out to Ben Rice.
He's been a beast, Jimmy. I can't wait to see him in the home run derby. I'm going to Philly next week. I think it is freaking awesome that he's doing it. Like some people get, what about Bobby Abreu? Oh, is it going to ruin his swing? The guy is a launch angle freak. He'll be fine, dude. Like, this is what it's all about. Showcasing the best that baseball has to offer, dude. Like, Aaron Judge got to break out in 2017 doing the home run derby. Alonso became a freaking star when he did the home run derby. Dude, I'm so happy Ben Rice is doing the derby. I think it's awesome.
And the other thing that's great is it's not timed anymore. You get 20 swings. First round, you get 15 swings. Second round. So, like, because I've gone to a lot of home run derbies in my life, and it was the old school way. You got 10 outs, which I'm in favor of. Call it nostalgia. Call it me, watching Ken Griffey Jr. and Sammy Sosa and all these guys hit home runs. But thank God it's not time because
it's tough to keep track, dude. I was in Seattle a couple of years ago. It was awesome. I bet on it. I had Vlad. I had Julio to beat Pete. So, like, it was vibey, very vibey in Seattle. And, like, the whole crowd I had money on Julio, and I was just, like, embracing the Mariner fans because, like, I was like, sorry, Pete, I am betting against you. I want to win this. The problem is, like, when they're doing the speed pitches, like, to try to you can't even keep track on where the ball is. You're like, but. It's crazy.
Yeah, you can't figure it out when you're in the stadium. On television, it's an absolute mess.
Yeah.
So it's honestly, it's great that we're gonna get to see that next Monday night. It's like I'm excited for you to watch it, but Ben Rice is one of the bright spots of this team. And I'm sorry I went on my Boone rant. Like it just happens. I just have this.
No, dude, listen. I think there is a level of angst, and it's justified because there's this complacency. The Yankees are good. Like, I don't want to make this something that they're not. They're a playoff team. They're going to be the favorites to win the American League, even if they don't win the division. The odds makers are going to put them there. The problem is you're beaten down by going through. We have these conversations every single year. That's the problem.
Yeah.
No, that's 100%. The problem.
100%. Like, if they just came out in June and had a winning record, and I know Aaron Judge is hurt, or they just played mediocre baseball, but how many times have we seen a stat from Katie Sharp saying that the Yankees is the first time in the history of the MLB the Yankees struck out this many times? Or I don't know, maybe we're just better at finding stats now, but I just feel like every summer's this is the first time they struck out a billion times, or the fact that they struck out 12 times in 5 innings is just insane. So I don't know. If I'm the manager at that point, it's one thing to not to give into the crowds, but if you're the Yankees manager, the Yankee fans want to see you kind of get upset with your players. I know maybe it's performative or whatever, but I feel like I would have a little bit more ease if Aaron Boone, was yelling at Jazz in front of people about the lollipop. Not that it was a big deal or anything, but just the little things that, we get the same, it just seems like the same thing every single week. We get the Talking Yankees podcast and we get the quotes from Boone, and that's as rough as he'll possibly go. He is not giving it to these players. And I'm sorry. I could talk to a wall for 7 hours about Aaron Boone. But yeah, so Giancarlo Stanton's played in 24 games this season, 90 at bats. Absolutely a joke. All right, let's get positive for a second. Cam Schlittler goes 8 innings, 8 Ks, 1 run versus the Rays. How important I mean, how important is this guy to the team with everything else like fires around him?
Dude, he's the goods. I can't believe how special a pitcher he is. And I think his quotes after the game, Jimmy, are even that much more fun if you're a Yankee fan because you can tell this guy takes things personally. He has this massive chip on his shoulder. He's saving the receipts. We just saw Jalen Brunson do a speech after winning the NBA championship at City Hall where he made it abundantly clear he's saving the receipts. Cam Schroeder is saving the receipts. And you should see this because look at the way he's performed against the Red Sox. How that's his hometown team. He's had to deal with idiots up in Mass, and he's like, oh, I'm going to stick it to those guys. And it's personal. This start on Monday was personal. That's what makes you one of the great ones. And listen, the stuff plays, the mentality is there. He's a throwback, dude. I love that he's a Yankee.
Yeah, he said, and shout out to like Jared Carabas and even the Yankee fans were talking regression. He said they want to say there's fucking regression because I have one bad outing. So again, it was personal to go out there and have a dominant start. And that's the type of player that the Yankees need. And I don't want to get on Aaron Judge too much, but he just seems to be happy-go-lucky. And the Yankees do need guys like a Cam Schlittler. It's not like Derek Jeter because Derek Jeter was all class and Cam Schlittler's like this young new age type of guy that's checking the tweets and responding to the tweets and going out there. But that's the type of guy that we need in
You
this
know what? It's
clubhouse.
good to have a balance like that in the clubhouse. I totally agree, Jimmy. Like, listen, I don't want my entire team to be like that, but I can have a guy or two like that.
Yeah.
Can have a guy or two like that. Give me a nice mix. Give me Aaron Judges, but then give me a couple of guys who are going to take things personally and are going to be jerks. And listen, I know when Cam Schlittler is acting and performing like this on Twitter, if he goes and gets lit up, he's going to hear it. Like that's the path he has chosen. That is the life he has chosen. But the bottom line is his competitive spirit is there. So like he's got edge to him. I'm cool with a little edge.
Paul Goldschmidt, 0 for his last 30. The last guy to go 0 for his last 30 that wore the pinstripes. Can you have a guess? You have a guess who it is?
Wow. Is it Aaron Hicks?
Aaron Hicks.
Let's
Boom.
go.
2022. Aaron Hicks was the last guy. How concerned are you about Paul Goldschmidt? Is it age? What is it with Paul
Jimmy,
Goldschmidt?
I'm not concerned. What did people expect from Paul Goldschmidt? The guy played out of his mind and had like a 950 OPS like a few weeks ago. There was a legitimate discussion on whether or not he could be an all-star, for goodness sakes. He's on the back nine of his career. Like, come on. Like, this, it's okay. Like, come on. Like, if you're of the mindset that Paul Goldschmidt was going to go and carry this Yankee offense, I hate to break it to you, it's not 2019.
Fair, fair, fair. I just had to get your thoughts. Just going through the motions with this team right now. But we have to talk about something important today. It's breaking news everywhere. This is where we got to start. And again, once Anthony Volpe came back on this team, we knew that Yankees Twitter was going to get toxic. We knew the reports were going to get toxic. Joel Sherman said, I don't think Volpe wanted to play other positions when given that choice. Today, Michael Kay said, the Yankees said maybe you should play some second base. Volpe told the Yankees, no, I'm a shortstop. If these reports are accurate, and they're probably accurate because Michael Kay knows everything that's going on, what does this say about Anthony Volpe as a player, as a leader? What are your just thoughts on the whole process? I'm sure you have a ton of them.
Okay, I have a lot of thoughts. I can't stand watching Anthony Volpe. He stinks. Let's acknowledge fact. He's not a Major League Baseball player. Period. End of discussion. Now, I have taken on a love affair with Jose Caballero, which, yes, I know is a little tongue-in-cheek, but he's a significantly better player and vibier and helps this Yankee team win a lot more games than Anthony Volpe. He was a shortstop on opening day. The Yankees are what? 13 games over 500 when he's the shortstop. Look at the record when Anthony Volpe is the shortstop. Volpe does not hit for power. Volpe has a 6-something OPS. He has a sorry arm at shortstop. And that's why he makes a lot of mistakes because he's so quick to get the ball out of his glove because he knows he doesn't have the arm strength to get the ball with zip over to first base. That's why he continues to hurry up and look like he's rushing every throw imaginable. I want Volpe off of this team. I don't need to see anymore. The jury is out. It's done. It's not happening. It's a cute story, Jersey, the whole deal. Idolize Derek Jeter. He stinks. Okay? That's number one. Number two, let's get to this whole situation with him in second base. Michael Kay put out a comment on his show 24 hours ago. It just got to my attention today. I can't say I love Michael. He's the best. I can't say I was listening during the afternoon, but in this world, no, Jimmy, honestly, I don't listen to anything. I'm a father now. First of all, when you're not in the car, you consume stuff on your phone. Like, that's how I consume anything now. Like, I'm doing too much crap that, like, I do my shows and then it's just scrolls on Twitters and on Instagram. So that's how I consume media, which, hey, is a lot of people in 2026. But yeah. I digress. His quip gets aggregated about Volpe, basically telling people within the Yankees, or he heard from people, that he didn't want to play second base in the minor leagues and that he's a shortstop. Michael now today is saying that information is not true. Whether he talked to Anthony Volpe, maybe it was a possibility that he heard from the Yankee manager, Yankee PR. I don't know. I don't know what would cause the change in sources. Maybe bad sources. The point being is, I don't think they're bad sources. I think that's accurate information. That's just my opinion. I don't think it came out of nowhere. I don't think there are people in the organization that have this anti-Anthony Volpe agenda. I think Volpe likes the idea of being the Yankee shortstop. I think it's a pride thing. I think it's an ego thing. Here's the bottom line. I don't want him as a second baseman either. He stinks. Whether he's playing shortstop or second base, he is not any good. I don't want him on a team. Case closed.
Fair. I mean, listen, if he wants to play a Tyler Wade role, like, okay.
But here's the problem with that, Jimmy. He doesn't even run the bases. See, that's the other thing. If he ran the bases and had instincts, because, correct me if I'm wrong, when he was called up, and I'm not following minor league baseball, I'm not watching the Trenton Thunder, I'm not watching these games, the reputation for him was that, oh, dude, wait till you see his instincts. Wait till you see his baseball IQ. His baseball IQ stinks. He can't field. He can't steal bases properly. Like, he gets thrown out all the time. He doesn't know how to get leads. So what does he bring to the table? I'm not trying to be a jerk. I'm not trying to pick on him. What does he do well that helps this Yankee team?
It's fair. It's fair. But you know what? But I think honestly, I think you're getting angry at the wrong person. Maybe. I think you should be mad at Aaron Boone, because Aaron Boone is the one who puts the shortstop the lineup every single day.
Or the organization, depending on who you want to blame.
Sure. But Chris Kirshner tells us that Aaron Boone makes the lineups, or he wrote about it. So Aaron Boone makes the lineups. Why? Anthony Volpe, you're right. He's not a good baseball player. He could maybe make the roster for the Colorado Rockies, if. But I think I really do. I think we're getting mad at the wrong guy. We're getting mad at Anthony Volpe for playing Anthony Volpe baseball when we should be getting mad at the manager for, and listen, I get when Jose Caballero's in right field because we have everybody in. Trent Grisham's injured. We're trying to switch things up. Everybody besides Judge and Stanton are healthy now. Caballero should just be the shortstop. And Aaron Boone has to say, you know what? We're going to have Anthony Volpe play a backup role right now. And that should be it. So I just do think, it's so easy to, tweet in caps, Anthony Volpe sucks. When will it end? Blah, blah, blah. But we have to give some accountability to this manager who continues to play the guy.
Well, and that's why, Jimmy, to me, if there was a shortstop to be had at this deadline, it's absolutely worthy of a conversation. I did Joel Sherman's podcast a couple weeks ago, and he brought up Jeremy Pena. Sign me up. The problem is, if you look at the American League, the Astros are not selling. They're not. The AL stinks. They can win the division. They can be a wild card team. They're going to keep their guys. Here's my problem with Lombard. Everyone is talking and saying, hey, Lombard, he's the guy. He's the guy. Didn't I hear the same thing about Volpe a couple of years ago?
Yeah. 100%.
That's why I
Probably for
have
me.
serious hesitancy. It's like I got to almost see it to believe it, if that makes sense. And listen, this is where Yankee player development will get credit. They get a ton of credit on Ben Rice. They should. They should get a ton of credit on Cam Schiller. But Wells is a zero. Volpe is a zero. Dominguez right now is looking like a fourth outfielder at best. That's a problem.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I just like, Anthony Volpe doesn't put himself into the lineup. Like it just, it's just so easy. Like everybody knows he stinks, kind of, right? Like at this point, and like if there was one Anthony Volpe fan, it's right here. Like I try to give him every benefit of the doubt, but John Boy came out with those stats, 1,800 at bats. He's the only player in the first 3 years of his career with 1,800 at bats. Literally, of all those players, of all the statistics, he's the only guy. He has the worst on base percentage and the worst batting average. So like it's in the numbers, but I'm personally upset at Aaron Boone. I'm personally upset at Brian Cashman. The guy shouldn't be on the team. You're right. At least put him off the bench. But like Jose Caballero should be the starting shortstop every single day until we get an upgrade. And you know what? I'm fine, and I'm also fine with giving George Lombard a chance. I don't really care, but you have to ignite this team a different way. The fans know it. I think everybody knows it at this point besides Aaron Boone. And that's why I get so frustrated because I'm like, Anthony Volpe is batting fifth today? Like, in what world are we doing that? So, yeah, it just, I knew this was going to happen when, when he came back up and Caballero got hurt. Like, I just don't it's insanity at this point. It's the same thing that they do with Aaron Boone. They just keep on letting him get run. But yeah, Anthony Volpe should not be playing baseball for the New York Yankees. Will Warren,
Painful.
sorry,
No. Painful. Go ahead, Jimmy.
Will Warren had a 2.39 ERA through his first 7 starts. He's followed that with a 5.3 ERA in his last 11th start. What the heck happened to Will Warren? Or is it just finding the mean?
Yeah, I think there's a little bit of a market correction. He's prone to the long ball. That was the problem for him last year. He's done a better job of not blowing up in the way that he would blow up early in starts, where he would just take a team completely out of a game. But Jimmy, he's a fourth or fifth starter. That's what he is. Like he can't be something that you're not. Maybe he gets better over time and grows into being a better big league pitcher, but for the time being, he's a fourth or fifth starter. You're going to have starts like that. And that's why it's that much more imperative to make sure you get a big start out of Garrett Cole tonight and to get Max Fried back. And the Yankees got to figure out what's going on with Carlos Rodon. A rotation that looked untouchable a few weeks ago, now all of a sudden has some questions going in the deadline and whether or not another arm is needed.
Yeah, Max Fried, he's in Somerset. He's doing some live BP, so he'll be back probably in like 2 weeks. And yeah, the Yankees just have to stay afloat. They really just have to stay afloat. I think we touched on everything. Like honestly, I really appreciate you coming on. You keep it real. And you know what? I think I'm going to do a video just screaming about why Anthony Volpe is playing. I think.
Well, it'll be in a lineup. I know we're taping this now, Jimmy, on Wednesday morning at 11:30.
Yeah.
You can take this to the bank. They're facing McClanahan today. They're facing a lefty.
Yeah.
He'll be in the lineup.
Yeah, probably. And you know what? But that's where I want. I want to be less mad at Anthony Volpe and more mad at the manager and the GM for putting him in that position. JJ, you're the best. You're absolute best.
My pleasure,
the people
Jimmy.
love you.
Thank you, man.
When is he going to come on again? I'm like, all right, I'll ask him. So thank you so much. Also, you have a new show coming out with Sal Licata, right?
Yes. So in addition to New York, you can check me and Sal out on Bet Rivers Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So it's the perfect complement to New York. I mean, who doesn't need more JJ in their life? Come on now, Jimmy.
Absolutely. And is it going to be a betting show like gambling?
No. This is New York sports. So Similar on YouTube, all the platforms. You like me solo, my guests? You like me working with somebody? You get a little bit of variety now.
All right. He's the best. The Yankees stink right now. They just stink. So until they pick it up. We'll probably see you next week anyways, because at this point, it is what it is. But JJ, you're the best. Thank you so much.
My pleasure. Thanks, Jimmy.